Early this year, I remember that in church, our pastor taught us something, and he said that every time that Satan kills a believer before what we believe to be his time, his target is the saints who are living. The after effects of those things like fear, things like a lack of courage, things like a tendency towards self-preservation, things like saying, you know what, if this is what standing up for truth and standing up for the gospel looks like, then I am not interested. That is usually the end goal. The thing that comes to my mind immediately is the account of the disciples when they were persecuted, when they were flogged. Now, they couldn't be killed at that time. They were not killed because the people who sought to kill them said, oh, the crowd, they will stone us or something, so let's not do that. You would expect that the outcome of something like that is that they cower in fear, but the righteous is as bold as a lion. You find that disciples go back and they call the brethren to ask them to pray with them that God will give them boldness to preach the gospel. I think it's very profound that for the very thing that they were persecuted for, they asked God for courage to continue. I think it's a deep understanding of the expressions of Paul in the Bible when he says, for me to live is Christ and for me to die is gain. I think this kind of things remind us again and point us to the fact that this world is not our home, not this broken world. Hearing a sad news this morning, it's so heartbreaking, but I know that the tendency is for us to cower, is for us to be afraid. There are many things that this can sponsor in your heart, but I want you to not be ruled by fear, because you see, the spirit of bondage again is to fear. Do not go back there. Don't let anything take you there. If that means unplugging from the internet for a while, if that means just taking this all in before your Lord, if that means just plug out of external chaos so that you can plug into the peace of Christ. It's never God's will that any of us lives in fear. This is terrifying. This is absolutely terrible. This is painful. But saint who is living, there's still a lot of work for us to do. And like I used to hear someone say to us when we were in the university, if people around us are not saved, we're not safe. My hope really is that I can get to the point where I can say like Paul, for me to live is Christ and for me to die is gain. Either ways, the Christian does not lose. Either ways, we are always advantaged. We are never at disadvantage. So do not let the noise drown out your faith, dear young believer. This seed that has fallen to the ground, we have hope, we have faith that it will bear much fruit. Our prayers and our thoughts and our sincere condolences are with the family of the deceased, but our faith will not be dampened. Joshua, be strong, be courageous, for the Lord is with you.